Church bells ringing, and each family ties collectively to praise the Lord. No social distancing. Buses and trains had been full of heterogeneous passengers traveling collectively with unique location. No social distancing. Children goes to school, happily waving at their friends, hugging each other when they meet. No social distancing. Going to department stores and markets, shopping for requirements, and gathering at the same time in a straight line, waiting for our flip to pay what we buy. No social distancing. These are the situations before the pandemic, and we, with the aid of no means, assume this to be paused all of a sudden. Just a blink of an eye, everything changed. All of a sudden, the regular routines we supposed to know all at once changed with the devastating impact of the pandemic. We suffer. However, we do not surrender.
The World Health Organization, or WHO, on March 11, 2020, has declared the novel coronavirus or COVID-19 outbreak an international pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has abruptly and deeply changed our lives in a way similar to the most worrying events in history, such as World War, with millions of humans infected around the world, and already thousands of deaths. There is nonetheless a great uncertainty on the actual evolution of the crisis as well as the viable post-crisis scenarios, which depend on a wide variety of key variables and factors.
From a larger philosophical perspective, the COVID 19 drama is additional to a kind of stress test to us. During the COVID 19 pandemic, stress, anxiety, fear, unhappiness, and loneliness, together with anxiousness and depression, worsened because of COVID 19. The COVID 19 pandemic has led to a dramatic loss of human life internationally and offers unparalleled consequences to public health, food systems, and the world. According to the World Health Organization, International Labour Organization, Food and Agricultural Organization, and International Fund for Agricultural Development, the financial and social disruption triggered by the pandemic is devastating. Tens of hundreds of thousands of human beings are at hazard of falling into extreme poverty, whilst the number of undernourished people, presently estimated at almost 690 million, out of extent with the aid of up to 132 million by way of the quit of the year. Millions of businesses face an existential threat.
Nearly one half of the world's 3.3 billion international workforce are at risk of losing their livelihoods. Informal economic system workers are especially inclined due to the fact the majority lack of social protection and get admission to first-class health care and have misplaced to get admission to productive assets. Without the capacity to earn and profits, at some point of lockdowns, many are unable to feed themselves and their families. For most, no profits, skill, no food, or at best, much less meals and much less nutritious food.
Despite that case, the resiliency of the Filipinos is surely inspiring. We never let this burden pull us down. And alternatively, we challenge the pandemic to test the spirit of our resiliency. We maintain our hopes alive, and we maintain our trust superior than before. Resiliency relies on our blood as a Filipino. Our resiliency involves high quality adaptation, Following unfavorable experience, we are also resourceful, and we sought to discover and answer each and every trouble we might also encounter.
During the pandemic, Filipinos are actively involved in social media, sharing positive vibes and inspiration. During quarantines, Filipinos tend to seek creative solutions to supplement their boredom, such as gardening, exercising, and engaging themselves in TikTok, promoting happiness and encouragement. Most of all, we tighten up our prayers and believe that the crisis we face will come to an end.
In fact, typhoons and extreme poverty also challenged us during the pandemic. But what happened to us? We remain strong and not be discouraged by the hardship. The new normal is unfavorably our kind of normal, wearing face masks at all possible times, sanitizing our hands from time to time, maintaining social distancing, and following health protocols may consume our time, but we should accept this fact at the moment in order to protect our loved ones. As a Filipino, being resilient in the middle of pandemic is a virtue we need forever to defeat all crises we soon encounter. This virtue is our asset and something we're proud of as a Filipino.